something. Why does AARP advocate for men's health and resources?
We think it's so important for men to feel that they're part of these conversations, right? What we're learning, especially as it relates to caregiving, is that support network is what's lacking, right? And we want to make sure that not only the women who are the traditional caregivers are being tapped into as a community for us, a priority community, but as we're hearing through our executive council member, Eddie, and our volunteers, and as we're seeing today, men are looking for that connection so that they don't feel isolated as they're caregivers in their own journey.
Yeah, today we're here to talk about male caregivers, men who are caring for a loved one, whether it be a partner, a daughter, a son, just in general caring for someone they love. We want to talk a little bit more about this specific topic in relation to men because we oftentimes find that they process emotions a little bit differently. So if there's a way that we can support them, we believe this is a great way to make connections within other community members as well as just open a safe space for them.
I know this is the second year conference. What do you think has changed over this last year and how has it been improving for future conferences?
Wow, that's a very good question. I think last year was kind of our first time to do something because we thought it was a good idea. The traction was so fantastic that we actually have our AARP national staff in looking at potentially making this a national model. We have more inclusive sessions. We're highlighting women's contribution more because we originally thought about men who care. Now we're talking about men who care and the women who care about us. So, because it's not that one type of style is right or wrong, it's just that the more we know about our partner's style, the better we can work together as a team.
I like something that you used earlier, and you said AARP has helped you prepare to care.
Yes.
Can you go a little bit about that?
Yeah, so in my part as a caregiver, just like what we're here today here at the Men Who Care Conference, the information on being a better caregiver, especially what I have to do to be available to be a caregiver. So AARP and also this conference, the Men Who Care Conference, is giving me more information, more insight on how to just be a better caregiver.
Well, I think AARP is a really great organization. I've heard of AARP throughout the last few years, but most recently I think I've been more interested in it because my office works with people with disabilities in the city of Houston. I work for the mayor's office for people with disabilities, and oftentimes we don't really think about our senior citizens and those 50 plus that eventually will acquire some type of disability. And so I was very interested in coming here today and listening to the speakers today. Really opened up my mind to other opportunities on how we can collaborate and ensure that our community of people with disabilities and our seniors residents have more information accessible to them.
Being at the Men Who Care conference is really important because it's so seldom that this kind of conversation happens between men looking at caregiving, and typically, by stereotype, it doesn't include us, and it's largely because we don't raise our hand or we don't have our own community. And so this is the beginning of that idea. Men Who Care brings together the idea and the practices, the culture, and the importance of doing this. So skills, it's community, it's culture, it's then action plans. I became a caregiver when my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's about 9 years ago, and I thought I was the only person in the room or amongst my friends or at work that was going through this. And I didn't know that I was a caregiver. But after about 5 or 6 years, I realized I have that title. It's a weird title, lots of letters, too many syllables, sounds funny. And then about 5 or 6 years in, it took me that long, I could raise my hand and say I'm a caregiver. Strangest title, as I said, but now I own it. And that's really important that all of us, regardless of our background, our gender, our perspective, our geography, realize this is an important part of a good society. So I'm really glad that I got to learn this lesson. It was difficult, but I'm also glad from the lessons that I learned along the way.